Good morning student. I Purnima welcome you to my class of English, and today we are going to do a very interesting chapter, and the name of the chapter is Ishwaran the Storyteller. Now children, this is written again by a very famous writer R.K. Narayan. So in the beginning, as usual, what I do generally, I tell you about the author, I tell you about the theme, I tell you about the central idea of the story, I tell you about the background of the story, and then the important points. And finally, the explanation will be done with the explanation discussion of the new words. Okay, so I'm going to start Ishwaran the Storyteller, written by R.K. Lakshman, and something about the author I'm going to tell to you. Now, R.K. Lakshman, that is Rasipuram Krishna Swami Iyer Lakshman. I think we all know this is a South Indian name. Okay, what is his full name is Rasipuram Krishna Swami Iyer Lakshman. So he was born on 24th October 1921. He was an Indian cartoonist, illustrator, and humorist. So he was having so many talent children. He was a cartoonist, he used to draw cartoons for the magazine and sometimes for the children for the newspaper also. He was the illustrator, he was the humorist. He was best known for his creation, The Common Man, and for his daily cartoon strip, You Said It in the Times of India. So children, one of his cartoon stripe is very famous, You Said It in the Times of India, which started in 1951. It was a recipient of the Padma Shri, was the recipient of the Padma Shri, Padma Vibhushan, and Raman Magsaysay's award, to name a few. So children, 3 awards he got. He got the Padma Shri award, he got the Padma Bhushan award, and Raman Magsaysay awards. So these were the awards which he got. Now children, let me also tell you about the theme of the story. R.K. Lakshman's story revolves around the concept of the unnatural phenomena. What is unnatural things? So this story is basically rotating around that. An apparition is a visible object, okay, of a dead person that is believed to appear or become manifest. Okay, manifest means evident to the senses, typically as a very blurry image. It is a myth or reality. So children, here the whole story is revolving around an apparition. It's a apparition means something visible, okay, blurred image of a dead person, and we don't know whether it is true or not. So the whole story revolves around that. It is a myth or reality. Now the question mark is that was the person who were dead, they were really seen by Ishwaran and his servant, Ishwaran and the other person, or is it simply a myth? It is simply his imagination. So this we will read in the lesson Ishwaran the Storyteller. Now again I will be telling you something more about the children, about the main theme of the story, that Mahendra was a supervisor in a firm. His job was to supervise different construction site. The nature of his job was such that he had to move from one place to another place. Mahendra's needs were simple. He had a servant named Ishwaran who followed Mahendra without any complaint, cooked for Mahendra, washed his clothes and kept him company. Ishwaran read Tamil thriller story and it affected him so much that even a very small incident like a tree that had fallen appeared to him like a frightening beast. Ishwaran described each thing in detail. He weaved a new story full of thrill and horror to Mahendra every night. He played the role of a TV in Mahendra's quarter. One day he weaved a story about a female ghost holding a fetus in her hand. So does he weave the story or was it a real? This we will know at the end. Mahendra stopped him from telling such horrible tales or stories, but and he told him there are no such thing as ghost, and that they are only our imagination. After a few days, at once upon a time, in night, Mahendra heard some strange type of noises near his window. At first, he put it down to the cries of a cat, but the noise became louder and louder. When he peeped through the window, he fainted, for he saw a cloudy figure clutching a bundle near his window still. Mahendra could not sleep that night. In the morning, Ishwaran smilingly asked him about the sound and the female ghost. He also complained about how he had chided him earliest. Mahendra was so upset that he resolved to leave the haunted place the very next day. So children, what is the basically the theme is that whether the female ghost was real or was it a myth, was it his imagination. So this is still it is not clear in the story also. So now I will be telling you all the background of the story, all the important part of the story. So children, I was telling you about the important points and the theme also I have discussed with you people. Now children, I will be telling you about the background of the story. So it is written, Ishwaran the storyteller is written by R.K. Lakshmanan. Now children, here there are two persons are there. First of all, one is Mahendra. Okay, he is the person who has hired Ishwaran for his domestic work, and Ishwaran is a servant, he is a helper, and he always help. He is a very good servant. He does all the domestic works of Mahendra's house, and when Mahendra comes, lot of story is told by Ishwaran. Sometimes he tells the story of the elephant, but at a time he try to tells him something which frightens him. So this story, Ishwaran the storyteller, is the children, the message is that whether we should believe in supernatural things or not, does the people really see ghosts or is it their imagination. So these are some of the children question that which is very difficult to answer this question, but through which this story we will children we will detect what really was the thing. Was the ghost was there, or was it what was it his imagination was there, or some trick played by Ishwaran. So whatever will be there, we will explain the story, and we will then we will discuss later on after completing the story. So now children, Mahindra job. So my first point is Mahindra's job. Okay. Now let's discuss about Mahindra's job. Mahindra was a junior supervisor in a firm. The firm offered on hire supervisor at construction site, factories, bridges, dam. Mahindra's job was to keep an eye on the activities at the work site. He had to go from one place to another. He was a bachelor. He could adjust himself to all conditions. So children, he was a good worker. He was a really hard worker. But at the same time children, the more he was working hard for his job, but lesser he was able to pay attention at his home and his domestic work. So Mahindra was a junior supervisor in a firm, and the firm offered on hire supervisors at construction sites, factories, bridges, dams. Mahindra's job was to keep an eye on the activities at the work site. He had to go from one place to another. He was a bachelor. He could adjust himself to all conditions. Now Ishwaran, Mahinder, amazing cook. Mahinder had a cook named Ishwaran. Ishwaran had an amazing capacity to produce vegetable and cooking things from nowhere. He would conjure up the most delicious dishes made with fresh vegetable within an hour or so. Mahinder would go to work early in the morning with some food. Ishwaran job. After Mahinder's departure, Ishwaran would make up the shed, he would wash the clothes, he would take a bath praying. He used to read a Tamil thriller to doze off after lunch. He had a strange method of narrating stories. His story had the effect on the thriller. Effect of the thriller. Ishwar's method of narrating story. Ishwaran had a way of narrating even the smallest incident. He would work in a suspense, he would add surprisingly, and this was because he was very imaginative. Mahindra would listen to him uncritically. Ishwaran narrates the story of a tusker. One day, Ishwaran told a story of a tusker, that is an elephant. One day, a tusker escaped from the timber yard. It roamed here and there. It tore up creepers and broke branches. Ishwaran would go so affected with the story that he would jump about here and there. Now, the tusker creates panic among the people. So, children, it was a tusker who created panic among the people. Okay, the tusker reached a town. He smashed all the stalls of fruits. People ran here and there. The students hid themselves in the classroom. The streets were empty. Ishwaran was then a junior student. He did not know what happened to him. He got a cane and followed the elephant. So our second point, which I did not write, I will write it now. Ishwaran Mahinder's amazing cook. So who was Ishwaran? Was Mahinder's third was Ishwaran job. So he was not a cook, he was a good cleaner. He used to wash the clothes, he used to clean utensils, he used to dust and wipe the floor. That means all the work he used to do by himself, timely, in a quick manner, in a neat and tidy manner. And then he used to read a Tamil thriller to doze off, and after that, after reading, he used to sleep off after lunch. He had a strange method of narrating stories. His story had the effect of the thriller. Ishwaran method of narrating story. Ishwaran had a strange way of narrating even the smallest incident. He would work up in a suspense. He would add a surprising end. This was because he was very imaginative. Mahinder would listen to him uncritically. Ishwaran narrates the story of a tusker. One day Ishwaran told the story of a tusker. One day a tusker escaped from the time yard. It roamed here and there. It tore up creepers and broke branches. Ishwaran would go so affected with the story that he would jump about here and there. So, children, so third point was is Ishwaran methods of narrating a story. Ishwaran's method of narrating stories. Okay. Then Ishwaran narrates the story of a tusker. I told you he narrated the story of a tusker. What is the meaning of a tusker? Tusker means elephant. The tusker creates panic among the people. So now Ishwar he described the story of a tusker, and My sixth point is Tusker creates panic among the people. So children, so first he told the story of a tusker. Okay. One day Ishwaran told the story of an elephant, that how he screamed from the timberland, from the forest. It roamed here and there, it tore up creepers and broke branches. Ishwaran would get so affected with the story that he would jump about here and there. The tusker creates panic among the people. The tusker reached it down. It smashed all the stars of a fruit. So now, children, he creates so much panic among the people. The tusker reached it down. It smashed all the stalls of fruits. People ran here and there. The students hid themselves in the classroom. The streets were empty. Ishwar was then a junior student. He did not know what happened to him. He got a cane and he followed the elephant. And finally, children, what happened? He started beating the elephants. Okay. Then, how Ishwaran concludes the story, the strange way he had concluded the story. How Ishwaran concluded the story. So, children, the elephant grunted and stamped its feet. The people were hypnotized. The Ishwaran struck the elephant's toenail with that stick. It shivered from head to foot and fell down. A veterinary doctor was called. After 2 days, a tusker was taken by the Mahavat. Ishwaran was asked how he did that. He told that he did so with the Japanese art, karate or jujitsu. So children, this was the way. Now Ishwaran, other story of a ghost. This is the turning point. This point is very important. Ishwaran tells the Ishwaran tells the story of a ghost. So 8th point is Ishwaran, other stories of a ghost. So one day Ishwaran told Mahindra something about the place. The factory area was once a burial ground and the dead body used to be buried there. He himself once came across a human skull lying on the path. He also saw a ghost at night. He was not frightened as he was brave. But there appeared a horrible ghost of a woman. It had matted hair and dried up face. It was ugly. It held a fetus in its arm. Now Mahindra reaction. Mahindra reaction. Okay. So children, hearing Ishwaran, Mahindra shivered. He called Ishwaran crazy. He told him that there were no ghosts. These were the product of the mind or the imagination of the mind. He asked Ishwaran to get himself medically examined. Mahindra then retired for the night. Mahindra was affected. Children, finally, Mahindra was affected. Mahindra was affected by the ghost story. Mahindra was affected From that time, Mahendra had uneasy every night. Every night he peered into the darkness to see if there were any movement. He always liked to admire the sky on full moon night, but after Ishwaran's story, he avoided looking out of the window, especially at night. Mahendra sees a ghost. So, Mahendra sees a ghost. Mahendra sees a ghost. So, one night Mahendra was awakened up from his sleep by a moan. It was near his window. He resisted to look, but the wailing became louder. He looked out. He saw a dark, cloudy form. It was clutching a bundle. He perspired and painted later. He thought that it might have been some trick from his subconscious mind. And children, but it was not that. And finally, children, the last point is that Mahendra decided to leave the place. Next morning, Mahendra was ready to go to office. The horror of the night had faded, but Ishwaran came to him. He told him about the ghost. He told Mahendra that he had also heard the moan the previous night. He saw him see the ghost himself. A chill went down Mahendra's body. He went to office next morning. He handed in his papers, determining to leave the haunted place the very next day. So children, what was the truth? This I will be telling you after reading the story only. Okay, so we will do the reading of the story, and then children, let's see what happens at last. Okay, what will happen at last? How Mahendra's was it his imagination or was it a real ghost? So this we will study. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to do the explanation of the story. Let's open to page number 12. It is chapter number 3rd, Ishwaran the storyteller. So now the reading and the explanation of the chapter will be done. So let's see what is written here. One night Mahendra woke up from his sleep and saw a dark cloudy form. He broke out into a cold sweat. Was it a ghost? This answer we will get in the last. So now I start the story. The story was narrated to Ganesh by a young man. So this story was narrated to Ganesh by a young man, Mahendra by name. Now children, what was the name of that person who has narrated the story to Ganesh? It was Mahendra. He was a junior supervisor in a firm which offered or hired supervisors at various type of construction site. So he was a junior supervisor in a firm which offered on hire supervisor at various type of construction site, factories, bridges, dams, and so on. So the story was narrated to Ganesh by a young man, Mahendra by name. He was a junior supervisor in a firm which offered or hired supervisor at various type of construction site. So he was a supervisor at construction site, children, and so he was a supervisor at factories, bridges, dams, and so many places where generally the work need a supervisor. And he was a good supervisor. He used to do his duty honestly and sincerely. He had to keep moving from place to place every now and then, and as ordered by his head office. So children, the thing was that the order used to come from the head office, and he used to move from place to place every now and then. From a coal mining area to a railway bridge. Sometime he was ordered to go to coal mining area far into the city, far from the city, and the next moment he was ordered to go at a railway bridge construction site. From there, after a few months, to a chemical plant, and then after a few months order used to come that you have to move to a chemical plant which was coming up somewhere. So he was a bachelor, his needs were simple, and he was able to adjust himself to all kinds of odd condition. So children, he was able to adjust himself to all kinds of odd condition, whether it was an ill-equipped circuit house or a makeshift canvas stand in the middle of a stone quarry. But one asset he had was his cook, Ishwaran. Now children, since he never had a time to work to do domestic work at his home, and for that he had hired a cook. The name of the cook was Ishwaran. And children, he was a bachelor, his needs were very simple, not much need. So Ishwaran and he, children, basically he had kept Ishwaran for cooking, but he used to do a lot of work. So Ishwaran, the cook, was quite attached to Mahendra and followed him uncomplainingly. Now children, that cook was really very nice. Let's see whether he was nice or not. But whatever order was given to him by Mahendra, he used to do that thing without complaining about anything. Wherever he was posted, whatever he was told to do, wherever he was told to do, he used to complete that work. He cooked for Mahendra, washed his clothes. So children, he used to cook for Mahendra, he used to wash his clothes and chatted away with his master at night. And when Mahendra used to come from his office or from his site in the evening, he used to chat with him. He could weave out endless story and anecdotes on varied subjects. So children, what he used to do? He used to weave out various story and anecdotes. Anecdotes, again, is the meaning of anecdote is story. So he could weave means he could imagine and make, alright, various type of story. And on various topic also. Ishwaran also had an amazing capacity to produce vegetables and cooking ingredients. And children, one of his best quality was that he used to produce vegetables and cooking ingredients seemingly out of nowhere. That means whatever was not there in the house, from nowhere, we don't know, used to go, used to purchase, used to cook. So he was a perfect cook, no doubt. In the middle of a desolate landscape with no shop visible for miles around. Now children, a person know that there is no shop in that desolate landscape, but Ishwaran, he used to manage that also, from where he used to go and used to bring all that thing stuff. He would miraculously conjure up the most delicious dishes. Conjure up, do something with magic, as if magic was there in his hand. Whatever he used to do, conjure means whatever he used to do, he used to do it so quickly, so delicious dishes he used to prepare as if he was having a magic in his hand. So conjure means here, conjure up means so whatever he used to do very nicely with the help of the magic. Now, Ishwaran also had an amazing capacity to produce vegetables and cooking ingredients seemingly out of nowhere in the middle of a desolate landscape with no shop visible for miles around. He would miraculously conjure up the most delicious dishes made with fresh vegetable within an hour of arriving at the zinc sheet shelter at the new workplace. So children, he used to prepare a very nice, within an hour he used to manage, even if some vegetable or some things were not there at home, he used to go, we don't know from where he used to manage, because hardly there were any shops, and he used to prepare a nice delicious dishes, okay, made with fresh vegetable, and within an hour. And then at the Mahendra would be up early in the morning and leave for work after breakfast. Now children, Mahendra used to be very busy. He used to get up early in the morning, and soon after he had a had a breakfast. He used to leave for his work. At the same time, children, he used to carry some prepared food with him. So meanwhile, Ishwaran would tidy up the shed. And children, what Ishwaran used to do, lot of things of his house. Like he used to tidy up the shed, that means where they were living. He used to clean all the things there, broom, wipe it up, wash the clothes. And children, he used to wash Ishwaran clothes also, and have a leisurely bath after completing his cleaning of the utensil, cleaning of the shed, cleaning of the floor. Okay, he used to have a nice leisurely bath, pouring several buckets of water over his head. And children, he never used to take bath with one bucket. He used to pour several buckets of water on his head, muttering a prayer all the while. And when he used to pour water over his head, he used to mutter a prayer. Mutter means he used to say a prayer. Muttering means speaking in a low voice. Speaking in a low voice. So he used to mutter a prayer. Alright. And then muttering prayer all the while. It would be lunchtime by then. After eating, now children, he used to give prepared food to Mahinder. And after that, after taking bath, after doing prayer, he used to have a lunch time. And children, after having lunch, he would read for a while before dozing off. Dozing off means sleep. And children, he would sleep then for